We're here on another episode of Have a Sip podcast. And today, our guest is someone that I work with very closely. It's a hot button topic in the state. We're talking about the 4-point inspection, and then not only the inspection, but what comes after the 4-point inspection. For those that don't know, the 4-point inspection is the roof, the HVAC, the plumbing, the electrical, 4 major systems of a home. Insurance company wants to know how old are they, what kind of material are they going to lead to an insurance claim? And Ray with Contractor Connect, he helps after the fact, after you've gotten a 4-point inspection.
Yeah.
And Super Inspection Pros has found 4 or 5 things wrong with the property. That starts your process, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Kind of come in there after you and, see what's going on and address those issues and take care of them.
Are people relieved when they deal with you? Or are they like upset? They're like, oh my God, I got to fix all this stuff on my house.
That's a double-edged sword. Obviously we do a lot of work with realtors. So realtors, it's a relief for them. The homeowner, that's money spent. So sometimes the projects are more than they thought, or sometimes they're less than they thought. So it's kind of a double standard.
I deal with the same thing because I'm the bearer of bad news, and a lot of people, you have to have a difficult conversation. And I'm always like, well, the electric panel's 50 years old. Things have a life.
Yeah.
You can't get parts for these things anymore, a lot of them.
Right.
Or they're on the bad list for insurance companies.
Recalled.
And they haven't, it's basically deferred cost. That's just coming up due a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we do a lot of electrical. I could tell you a few stories. We got a customer down in DeBerry that had a recalled panel and aluminum wire, and we come across a lot of those roofs, of course, and water heaters and polybutylene and
So you're a one-stop shop.
Yeah, one-stop shop.
You can help them with all this stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the reliefs, if you will, when you're working with either selling a home or even if you're a homeowner, and I have a homeowner that has multiple projects. We're one point of contact, so there is value in that being one person, one point of contact. So yeah, whether you're a realtor or a homeowner, we're a one-stop shop. We can take care of it.
I know most of the time that Contractor Connect is geared towards the transaction process of buying a home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you also help people that are in the home already? Let's say they've been there 20 years and they got to fix 4 or 5 things. You're able to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the easy ones.
Okay.
Of course, we're a regular contractor, just like any other one. But yeah, we can absolutely work with a homeowner that's been there for long term or is selling. We just have a pretty close following locally, and we work with a lot of realtors locally, and yourself, you network with a lot of them. So being, as you would put it, another tool to their tool belt, sometimes that's a great connection, being able to, link us three. So yeah, it works out.
For someone that's never heard of Contractor Connect, how do you help homeowners in Florida?
Basically, we come and do whatever repairs that they need. So, what we market is roof replacements, roof repairs, HVAC replacements, repairs, plumbing repipes, panel change-outs. If we're there doing electrical, of course, everything has to come up to code. So, if there's reverse polarity or aluminum wire or cloth wire or anything of that nature, we can come in and take care of that stuff as well. So, right. Whether it's a realtor or a homeowner, basically the same. It's just coming in and repair your home.
4-point inspections can make or break the insurance policy, them getting coverage, basically.
Yeah.
What are the most common problems you're called in for?
The most common problems, this day and time with the way that insurance is going is really just the age. The age of your roof, the age of your water heater, the age of your HVAC. Like you mentioned earlier, nobody wants to insure a home if they know or there's a possibility that they may have to come in and replace a roof or, an HVAC, whatever that repair is, 1 or 2 years after the purchase of the home, it's just not a good business model from the insurance standpoint. So they want to make sure that those things are in good condition, so that, and the homeowner as well too. It's hard enough to purchase a home this day and time. Most of these homeowners, they don't have, five, 10, 15, $20,000 for these repairs as well too. So that's why it's so important to check those things prior to purchasing a home, so that you don't end up in a situation down the road. But it does fall back on the insurance if there was a claim. So that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah. What I get a lot of times when I'm doing an inspection, they've been there in the house a while, and the water heater's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, it's working fine. Why do I
Yeah.
have to replace it? And I'm like, I agree. But the odds are it's going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And the insurance company doesn't want the water claim.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
I get that it's not broken. Why fix it?
Yeah.
But they have stats on this stuff. And they know, hey, once it hits 14 years interior space, we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because the odds are it's going to come up. Air conditioner can be the same thing. And people are always like, well, they're not going to fix my air conditioner. And I say, I agree. They actually don't care if it's blowing cold air for you either.
Yeah.
It produces water. And I was at one the other day. Newer home, called it early. It was leaking all around the floor, and the walls were wet, about 6 inches up. That's a potential insurance claim.
Absolutely.
On a 5-year-old house.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't want. So it's kind of preventative with the age things. They have the data, and unfortunately in this state, like, you just got to play ball.
Yeah.
And you can't get all hung up on, well, it's not due. I get it, but they know the data.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. I tell all of my homeowners the same thing, and it is preventative. But if you haven't seen an increase in your premium, you've not seen a non-renewal, you don't have any leaks, and you're not paying an astronomical amount in insurance already, let it ride. Ride that out. If you think that you're paying too much for insurance, maybe you have something that needs repaired, look into those things, because at this point, if you're paying a high premium, you could do those repairs and then shop insurance, and get that premium back down. So really, you're just giving that money to the insurance company. It's what they want in case you file a claim. But why not just replace those things, get your premium back down, and have a little bit more of an efficient home too.
Yeah.
So
Many times I find that the timeline, not only in a real estate transaction, but most of the time when we get the call to do the 4-point inspection, like, they're getting dropped.
yeah. Yep.
It's all coming up due in a way, and they're in a hurry to get this thing done. And then they find out they got all these problems, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, I'm running out of insurance in 2 weeks, and it goes up to X amount of dollars. It's not a bad idea to just proactively have a 4-point inspection. If I'm a homeowner, especially if I'm considering moving, shopping insurance, I just want a set of eyes that can identify problems for me. It's a good thing to do, because I can tell you that most people aren't doing any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can plan out your expense.
You're not blindsided.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
by
I know this
some,
is coming up in 2-3 years.
30-day non-renewal.
Yep.
Oh, we're not going to renew your insurance because, you need a new roof.
Yeah. It's the gun to the head that drives everybody crazy in this.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with that with transactions.
All the time. And that's a, kind of a good segue, because that's kind of how we got into, just doing a lot of work with realtors, because they're selling the home. You have to bind insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that insurance, they cannot bind with an old roof or an old HVAC or, polybutylene or a recalled panel. So naturally we just kind of, saw that market, capitalized on it, and, Contractor Connect was born. So
Yeah,
that's kind of how it got started.
I love the concept. I refer you a lot, and I just genuinely, I was like, this is needed.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great thing. So I don't know how long ago it started, probably a couple of years now.
Yeah, about 2 years now.
But I've been for it since it began, just
Yeah.
because I deal with it specifically
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. We appreciate that for sure.
When it comes to a home buyer or a realtor working with an inspector, can you tell a difference in the inspection reports
Absolutely.
right off the bat?
Yeah, for sure.
So you can go,
Yeah.
this guy's a pro
Mm-hmm.
or this guy's a Joe,
Yeah.
just by the
Absolutely.
work that he's put out.
Yeah, absolutely. Buy a product, finished product.
What are some of the things that just kind of tip you off?
Some of the biggest things for me is just, just taking those pictures, taking those right pictures. And, obviously when you're dealing with realtors, it's turnaround time, but, having a professional inspection report that you can read, it makes sense, it's legible, it's customer friendly.
Yeah.
You're not reading through a report that you may not understand. So when I look at your reports, it's very, similar throughout the whole report, and it's easy to read.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I get them from insurance agents. They'll send us something. Hey, take a look at this for me,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, right? It might be an old report. And I tell you, there's some of these ones that have pictures randomly scattered through the
Yeah.
report, and you're like, there's not even a flow.
Or it's blurry, or it's not even just a good frame,
Right. Picture's too small.
Yeah, or just not even,
Centered right.
yeah.
I know. These are little nuanced things that would drive me crazy.
Pictures are important.
Yep.
Very important,
'Cause
especially when other people are looking at them. They're not just for yourself.
Yeah. And it could stop a phone call. It could stop a delay in the process, because if you got some blurry photo or you're looking at some report that makes no sense,
Yeah.
now you got to reach out to the inspector, which it may happen quickly. It may take a couple days, and it's putting a delay. In a time-sensitive
Absolutely.
issue.
And that's why, I've obviously worked with Aaron for a long time. And that's one of the biggest things that I hear is, his turnaround time. So, still pretty quick with that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Next day.
Yep. Next day turnaround time for an inspection report is top notch. So, that's something right there that sets you apart.
Yeah. The only reason I don't do it the same day is because of our review process.
Yeah.
Because it eliminates dumb mistakes. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean I don't make them, because you write a book every morning.
Yeah, two
you're
sets
gonna
of
make
eyes.
you're going to make mistakes. And but it's, I value that so much that, I'm not going to do the same day report unless it's super urgent.
Yeah.
I mean, I have done that.
Mhm.
But, you need that time to let it process. And, if you get a report back as a realtor and the photos don't make sense and it's difficult to get through, red flag city,
You
right?
don't even know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some of them I've gotten. I'm like, I can't even read this.
Yeah,
And I'm in the biz.
Mm-hmm. I'll get reports and they'll send them to me and, hey, can you do this work?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What am I looking at?
what all do you want us to do? There's so all over the place. So
Yeah. Well, anything you do, usually you can tell the pros from the Joes.
for sure.
And decide to work with them.
Yeah, for sure. Price is always a factor when it comes to that.
Can you walk us through a real life example of how you and your team helped a 4-point, after the fact 4-point inspection real estate transaction, helped it get to the closing table?
Typically, we work within that 30-day period. Inspection report comes back. We see what repairs are needed. We estimate them. Everybody comes to an agreement. And then make sure the appraisal comes back. Go ahead and take care of those repairs. If there's permits that need pulled, we'll do that within that time frame as well. And then get those repairs done, which is a very tight process. It's very difficult to do sometimes, but it is possible and we do it. And then we close and get paid from title. So that's kind of what really helps a realtor. It helps everybody. There's so many benefits to that. You're talking about a house that, may have been a cash deal that now is, going to be able to be financed. It helps the realtor sell another house. It helps the homeowner capitalize on their bottom line, equity that they may have not been able to capture. So it's really a win-win-win for everyone all the way around.
So if you're a listing agent, because a lot of them, like some of the realtors, I only list houses.
Right.
They specifically work on
Preferably.
that time.
Yeah.
Or that spot of the transaction. I mean, they should definitely have your number
Yeah, absolutely.
because you can delay the cost to the home seller
Yeah, defer.
because you get paid at the closing.
Yep, we can defer the cost. So as long as the appraisal comes back and the house is under contract, we can take care of those costs, no money out of pocket. We can come in and do those repairs within that 2 or 3, 4 week period, and get paid directly from title. And that's another reason why there's so much value in that. With title, they already cut, I don't know how many checks, every
Yeah, they're
single
paying out
time.
everybody.
So it's one check to us for, multiple repairs, and there's value in that. It's just a streamlined process. So
Yeah, especially if they don't have the money to fix up the property.
yeah, absolutely.
What happens if it doesn't close on that transaction?
So that's very rare. But if that does happen, we put the house back on the market and
Okay.
and sell it. So yeah, it's a
So you're taking a little bit of a risk.
little bit of a risk.
You have the same kind of risk as a lot of people in the real estate
Mm-hmm.
industry where, the mortgage guys, he doesn't get paid until it
Yeah.
closes. Title doesn't get paid.
Right.
The listing or the realtors doesn't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So you're putting yourself in position, unlike a lot of contractors would, but it's a win-win-win when it works.
Yeah, and that's a great point. But working with people that you know and trust that do their job the right way, it's a little bit more reassuring, I guess.
Yeah.
We work with a lot of local realtors, a lot of local inspectors, mortgage, title. We know a lot of these people personally. Of course, we work outside of this area as well too. But just making sure and having people that do their job correctly, makes that a lot easier.
So when a issue does come up, how quickly can you and your team step in to get the repair completed?
So depending on if it's permitted, if it's requiring a permit, or if it's, something else, which most of the stuff that we do, is, but sometimes there's roof repairs or, minor things that we may take care of pretty quick. We can usually get out there within a week.
A week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it's a small repair, a
Yeah.
couple days. But I mean, if you're talking about a roof replacement or a change out or, there's paperwork involved. So, I could have guys out there tomorrow if it wasn't for the pushing the paperwork.
Do the repairs usually delay the transaction a week or two or something?
Not always. So ideally, we have about a 2 week window in there
Yeah.
where we really need to
Get in.
get things accomplished. I'd be lying if I said it hasn't, but we try not to get there. But yeah, no, we've got it down to a pretty streamlined process, and having a realtor as well that is in good communication, and title company that's in good communication, and a homeowner as well. Everybody's communicating. It's great. If there's a little lack of communication in there somewhere, then that's kind of where things can be delayed. So,
Right.
but I think that's with anything really.
Yeah. Well, this is where, getting your inspection scheduled as quickly as possible is a huge benefit because, one, you can get off the house if you don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you got time to get quotes. Or there's time to figure the
Yeah.
issues out.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come up, And so if you're at the end of your inspection period, let's say it's 7 to 10 days, and you're doing it on, the last 7 to 10 days, you just don't have a lot of time, and
Yeah.
everybody's high pressure anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So getting it scheduled on that 1 to 4 day
Mm-hmm.
early cycle gives you another couple days to then work through it, figure out a scenario, and instead of losing a deal, you could close the deal.
Yeah.
And that's really what this is about.
Yeah, and some people understand that, and some realtors don't. But we're on a very tight deadline when we're permitting a roof. Or permitting a roof is a little bit more difficult because there's in progress inspections. So there's multiple inspections. If there's just a final on like an HVAC or something, that's easy. We can go out and install it, call in the final inspection. But if we're working in a sequence with in progress, or and then the final, and so on and so forth, it becomes a little bit more difficult. But
Roof's got to be timed out a little better.
absolutely,
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I deal with that myself because, we're always waiting on contractors a lot of times for re-inspects,
Yeah.
roof or whatever issue came up, and they want somebody to go out there and make sure that it got done right.
Like a
And,
failed inspection.
yeah, or,
Yeah.
they just want another set of eyes to make sure maybe they're out of state, so we're there on their behalf kind of thing, checking out the work. We're constantly in a position where we're waiting on the contractors, and I say, look, I'll get out there quick. Just let me know when they're finished.
Yeah.
Because I can't keep scheduling the spot and then, they're not here today. They're not doing it yet. Whatever, right? But we're super responsive, just like y'all are.
Yeah.
We get out there quick because I know that there's a deadline.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
I'm going out there next day,
Yeah.
or same day to inspect and see what's going on. If I can mitigate something, I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. I had a leak over here the other day. I went out and took a look at it. Next day, I think I got the call at 9 o'clock at night and was there at 8 o'clock the next morning. Put a temporary patch on it and then sent the guys back a couple days later.
There's a lot of times in this business I feel like we're the Ghostbusters.
We're
And
superheroes, man.
Waiting around, nothing, and then bam,
Yeah.
go time.
Yeah.
And then you just, that's kind of what the job is in a way. It's just
Hurry
you don't
up,
know when
wait.
it's coming, and you better get on your horse when it does come.
Yep. Got to be on call.
So if you have a homeowner, they're listening right now, they just failed a 4-point inspection.
Okay.
What should they do, and how can you help?
They just failed a 4-point inspection. They were getting one probably for insurance or to sale. They need to call a contractor,
Contractor to connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And then you can come out there, help them remedy the issues
Yep.
quickly, potentially
Absolutely.
save the deal if it's a real estate transaction, and get it done for them.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that.
How do the folks get in touch with you, Ray?
You can reach me on my cell. You can call our office. My cell phone is 386-218-9540. I'm always available. That's the easiest way to contact me. You could email me at ray at contractorconnectfllc.com. Cell phone is always the easiest way, for sure.
So if you're a realtor in the area and you constantly get confounded by 4-point issues, you're sick of the insurance demands of this state, which I don't blame you. You need to have Contractor Connect in your back pocket, another tool in the tool belt. I use that a lot. They can definitely help you close more deals, live a more stress-free lifestyle during the transaction. Give Ray a call, give his team a call. They'll come out there, they'll handle it, and guess what? The costs can be deferred until the deal gets closed. That is a win for everybody. So make sure you get in touch with them. Ray, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
And I can't endorse Contractor Connect enough. I work with them a lot. We probably talk once a week, it seems like. So thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.